Hello everyone, it's Kari, and today I'm going to be making a crazy neighbor holiday house inspired by my real life neighbors. They put up so many lights and so many blow up holiday decorations. They have a big Santa, I think they have a minion, one of those snow globes that has a helicopter you put on top of your house. They have a Snoopy, all kinds of things, and they also put up a really crazy amount of lights. It is so fun to drive home and see that house at night, all lit up, and I figure that it kind of makes up for the fact that we didn't decorate outside this year for Christmas because they have enough for the both of us. I am just coloring up some lights here. These are from Lawn Fawn with some reds and greens, and I colored the strand of lights with a dark green like most holiday lights are. The part that screws in the light strands that screw in, I colored with a gray. And I'm now going to color these pots these are also from Lawn Fawn, with some reds. Now this, I'm using a 110-pound cream colored paper for this, and it's not my normal paper that I use for Copic coloring. So it did give me a bit of trouble with the ink blending, but it worked out okay in the end. I had to work a little bit harder at it, but I'm going to turn these into candy cane pots. And so you won't even be able to notice that the blending wasn't perfect. You'll just tell that they are a dark red, and it will look fun in the end. So we didn't decorate for Christmas outside this year. My husband has been working overtime, and of course I always leave that up to him. But we decided that it was okay because our neighbors lit up pretty much the entire street with their decorations. So we're kind of piggybacking this year. For this is the steps to the house. I'm using some weathered wood distress oxide to color that up with a domed ink blender. This is going to give it kind of a cement concrete look, and I'll add a little bit more to that later after that dries. This is a really new embossing folder to me. I don't know how new it is. It's this one from Tailored Expressions called Subway Tiles, and it looks like miniature bricks when you use it with this door from Lawn Fawn, and so I really liked the way they looked together. So I was really glad I found that embossing folder. I just ran it through with some 80-pound Neenah Solar White paper. It worked out beautifully. You can see those bricks. And now I'm going to line the door with some candy cane stripes, because if you're a holiday decorator, you know that a door wrapped in candy cane stripes is, it's perfection, right? I'm going to add a little more color with some Distress Oxides and pine needles to these trees. These are from our Daily Bread designs. I got these a long time ago, and I think actually they're now called Divinity designs. But these trees were the perfect size for what I was trying to do here. And then I'm taking the small mini wreath from Lawn Fawn, and I'm creating one right on top of the other. The top one I'm going to fold up a little to give it some more 3D look, and that's going to go right on the door. I did die cut this in a darker green, and so it kind of gets lost a little in this video on the dark door, but you will be able to see it in the pictures. It looks great with the green of the trees and the green of the lights. So now these pots are going to go right next to the door with some Christmas trees in them. They really do have some Christmas trees, our neighbors. So I love this look. It's all starting to come together. But now it's time to create the candy cane stripes on the pots. I'm just taking a white gel pen and I'm making a couple of stripes kind of close together, and then the third stripe I'm making much thicker by just coloring it in. So 2 stripes and then a thicker stripe that I color in with the white to create the candy cane stripes. Very easy to do, and it does add a little holiday flair, don't you think? I added those candy cane stripes to both of the pots for the Christmas trees, and as I'm looking at this, I think that it's time to do some finishing details on this house. For the cement, I'm going to go ahead and make some ink splatters on there. This will give it more of a worn look. I'm taking some black soot and I'm just going to put it on an acrylic block here, and then I will spritz it with water and take a paintbrush to splatter it onto that cement stair. You can see I got a big splotch there. It's okay. I just dabbed it away with my tissue here and added a few more splatters. It does give more of a worn look that way and some variation in color, which adds a little bit of interest. When I completed that, I decided that any respectable holiday fanatic would have a holiday welcome mat at their front door. So I am going to decide on which color to do this, and while I do, I'm going to attach the door handle and the lock. I cut this out of glitter paper, and I'm just going to attach that with my liquid adhesive here. I just wanted to make mention that I did decorate inside the house for the holidays. I love this time of year. So we put up our Christmas tree, all our stockings for our kids and grandkids, and we did for sure decorate inside. It's just our outside needs a little bit, but I can always decorate a card, right? It does make me feel better. With this wreath comes a little bow, and so I decided that I needed that bow for those Christmas trees. On a side note, I am laughing while I'm coloring these up with some red Copic markers because my husband absolutely hates bows on trees. He refuses to allow us to put any ribbon on our tree. I have some tinsel and then of course the ornaments, but no bows. For some reason, that is a big deal for him. So these trees are going to have bows, but our tree in our house for sure has no bows whatsoever. I'll color these up with these Copic markers and then just put them together with some glue dots. The back of the strand there I colored red as well because it's going to fold around the entire bow, and so I wanted that to be red too. So see here, I'm folding it around. You can see that back side. So that's why I wanted it red. I'll take some mini glue dots and my little tool here, the craft pick, so that I can put those together really easily. I just add a piece there to close up the tie front, and then another glue dot to attach it to the ribbons that go down the end, and I'll put that on each of the trees. I'm pretty sure he's going to appreciate these bows on these trees, right? So now it's time to figure out that holiday welcome mat, and I found in this new set, the Yeti set here, that it has a small Happy Holidays stamp. So I decided to add a touch of brighter green, and I created a holiday mat that was a bright green, and I'm going to stamp on it the Happy Holidays. However, when I started stamping, I realized that the S wouldn't fit on, so this mat is going to say Happy Holiday, which I think works just as well. I used the MISTI to stamp that on perfectly, and here we have our Happy Holiday welcome mat. I think it's so cute. I added a few dots to that as well to give it some more texture, to feel like a welcome mat. And this door is not going to open, so I went ahead and put some glue across the entire back. So it's just going to be a static door on this particular card, but you can make this door actually open if you want to, which is really cool. I'm adding all of these down with some liquid adhesive. That holiday mat is super cute. I will attach everything pretty much with liquid adhesive, and I wanted those pots with the Christmas trees to go in kind of behind the steps there. So I just pulled up the side of the step and kind of slid those right in. For a little more 3D dimension, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind each of the tops of the trees, and they kind of pop out at you, which gives it more of a realistic, I kind of like foam tape on my cards. I buy it in the large rolls because I use so much of it. I like to have that extra dimension on these cards. I'll go ahead and glue on the lights now. I'm doing them a little bit. One kind of goes up the card, one's on the very top, but we are going to add a little something extra here in just a minute. It's time for some finishing touches, and I sometimes think these final touches really add the wow factor to the card. I've got some Nuvo drops in red berries that I'm adding for the wreath, and then I'm going to add some glitter drops as well. These are a little darker red, but I wanted to have the variation in color, so the glitter drops add a little more shimmer. And you could also put a bow on this wreath. I think it'll look really cute with a bow there. I'm also going to add these glitter drops to the lights. These make them shiny, sparkly, and kind of like everything I feel like Christmas lights should be. So I'll take the red and add it to all the red lights there, and some green stickles and add them to the green lights. And look at that sparkle that it adds. These are some bright, sparkly Christmas lights. I'll add also a little green to the wreath to pull that color down into the rest of the card. And that's going to finish off my wreath there. And now we can go ahead and add a little light. The left side of the door I thought needed a welcome light, as most houses have a little light there. I decided to color it a dark gray with Copics so that it kind of matches the door, and then the inside of the light I will color green and add some more green stickles to make it look like the other lights. Because don't most Christmas fanatics change their light bulbs out during this time of year and put in a red or a green bulb? I thought it was appropriate. So I'm just adding the inside here that I've colored green with a Copic marker, and I'm going to go ahead and add some green stickles also so that it glows and sparkles. I mean, does this look like a holiday house? It is time to trim off the overhanging lights there, and so that we're ready to put this on a top folding card. I'm going to go ahead and attach this to a top folding card, but first I decided it needed a sentiment. I didn't really have room on the outside for a sentiment except for the little happy holiday mat. So on the inside of the card I decided I'm going to use some of those extra lights that I just cut off the edges, and I will stamp it with this Deck the Halls sentiment from Concord and 9th, and I thought it was perfect. I'm going to stamp that with some green Distress Oxide, this pine needles, the same that I used on the trees for the outside, so we'll all coordinate, and I'll double stamp it a little bit just to get a really good impression there. Look how pretty this stamp set is. I love that one. And I'll just take some of those lights from before, trim them off, and attach them to the inside as well for the sentiment. Just using some liquid adhesive for that, and now it's time to attach the entire card panel to the card base. So I'll just attach that. The glitter was still a little bit wet, so I'm trying to be very careful here. You may want to wait for that to dry, or attach the glitter or add the glitter after the card is all completely put together. There's a close-up look at our holiday house. I hope you enjoyed this project. And here's a look at the inside as well. You open it up, it says Deck the Halls. So cute. I hope that your holidays are very happy, and no matter what you celebrate or what your plans are, I hope that you feel the love this time of year. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate all the visits and the thumbs up and the comments. It makes my day, it gives me a smile. So thank you so much. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel so that I'll see you next time. And if you're interested, here are a few more videos. Thank you again. I'll be back real soon with some more inspiration. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.